Let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen, and let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated, they lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So there's a very strong argument, which is, wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow because we will harvest. So we then left Pakistan. We said, okay, fine, you deal with the stingers that we've left all over your country. You deal with the mines that are along the border. And by the way, we don't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, we're sanctioning you. So we stopped dealing with the Pakistani military and with ISI, and we now are making up for a lot of lost time.
We're building a relationship that just did not exist. I said in our last trip when you were with me that we had a huge trust deficit, in part because the United States had, to be fair, we had helped to create the problem we're now fighting. How? Because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, we had this brilliant idea that we were going to come to Pakistan and create a force of mujahideen, equip them with Stinger missiles and everything else to go after the Soviets inside Afghanistan. And we were successful. The Soviets left Afghanistan, and then we said, great, goodbye, leaving these trained people who were fanatical in Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving them well armed, creating a mess, frankly, that at the time we didn't really recognize. We were just so happy to see the Soviet Union fall, and we thought, okay, fine, we're okay now, everything's going to be so much better. Now you look back, the people we're fighting today, we were supporting in the fight against the Soviets.
1979, Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The West and the United States and Pakistan joined. We were coalition partners to fight communism. We launched a jihad in Afghanistan together. 4 kinds of category of people fought that jihad. Number 1, Afghans themselves. Number 2, Mujahideen from all over the world, from the Islamic world. 20 to 30,000 Mujahideen were brought into Afghanistan from all over the Islamic world to fight a jihad against communists, including Osama bin Laden was brought. Then the third, Taliban from our madrasas were trained, equipped, armed, and sent in. The 4th category was mercenaries. I am from the Special Service Group. I know some colleagues of mine who went inside with 50, 100 odd people as mercenaries and were fighting the Soviets. Now, for 10 years this went on. Look at the impact on our society. After 10 years, Soviet Union gets defeated and everyone leaves this place, leaves Pakistan high and dry. And there is warlordism in Afghanistan. They start killing each other. 12, 15 warlords start fighting, ravage and destroy their country. And what happens then? 4 million refugees come into Pakistan, number 1. 20,000 of those mercenaries, those mujahideen who were trained, equipped by us and sent in, where are they? Where do they go? They are right here, holed up here. And they find Pakistan more comfortable. Obviously that country is ravaged, so they come into our cities and towns, number 2. Number 3, the Taliban factor emerges, 1995. Number 4 is that these very mercenaries start coalescing into Al-Qaeda. We didn't know what is Al-Qaeda. Did you hear Al-Qaeda before 2000? Never heard. These revolutionaries, these mujahideen, became Al-Qaeda. Then the Central Asian republics emerged after '89. There is a movement in Uzbekistan, so Uzbeks came here. Then Chechnya wants independence, the Chechens came here. So all this confusion, all of it brought by Pakistan. This continued till 2001 for 12 years. And then 9/11 happens, and all this bombardment and its impact, 2005. So 26 years of warfare, 4 million refugees here, Mujahideen here. This is what has suffered, this is what Pakistan has faced. So militancy, Kalashnikovs, fighting, war, battles in the west, in the east, we are in the center. The world has to understand this.